Well, hi, folks. We're at a beautiful school, St. Marcellus, and I want to thank the principal as well, Mr. Anibale. Thank you. Again, this is one of the nicest schools I've ever seen. First and foremost, I want to thank again the principals, the staff, and the parents for their collective efforts to help our students learn safely. You've done an incredible job, and I'm so grateful to the teachers, the custodians, and the staff who've worked diligently to keep outbreaks to a minimum. There's a lot of hard work that goes into that, and our government has supported our schools with $1.3 billion in additional resources. Over the summer, we've developed the most comprehensive and robust back-to-school plan in the entire country. A plan that provides us, even now, with the flexibility to respond to the challenges we face with a second wave of COVID-19 in our communities. My friends, we're here today because the higher transmission rates in some communities pose a real risk. So we have to be even more vigilant than ever. That's why we provided $35 million back in October to support schools in Toronto, Peel, York, and Ottawa. We know schools in red control zones or higher need extra support to keep students and staff safe. This is funding to hire even more teachers, to allow for physical distancing, hire more custodians, to enhance cleaning in schools, increase remote learning supports for students. Over the past 2 weeks, we have moved Durham, Halton, Hamilton, and Waterloo into the red control level. We have their backs as well. Today, I can announce we're providing $13.6 million to provide extra support to school boards in these regions. That's $13.6 million more dollars, which will enable them to hire in between 135 to 175 additional teachers, or about 240 more custodians, or purchase over 27,000 tablets and laptops for their students. We're also further expanding testing in our schools today. We're launching voluntary testing for asymptomatic students in regions of the province which currently have a high number of active COVID-19 cases. This includes Toronto, Peel, York, and Ottawa. This will build on our work with school boards and local public health units to ensure that testing is made available to the schools and communities where they need it most. We've deployed over 625 public health nurses for schools, including 64 nurses right here in Peel Region. These nurses supported our schools in developing and implementing COVID-19 health and safety plans, which includes infection prevention and control surveillance and screening, and what to do in the event of an outbreak. They have also supported communication and engagement with parents and local school communities, as well as broader health care sector. Our nurses have been absolute champions. Minister Lecce will share more details in a moment about further supports for our schools, but I want to be clear, we will spare no expense to keep our students safely in school, because their success is our success. Thank you, and God bless the people of Ontario. Now I'll hand it over to the birthday boy, Minister Lecce.
As we approach the winter break in this school year, and according to the Chief Medical Officer of Health, Ontario schools remain safe. They remain safe even while we face increasing rates of community-based transmission. It is why we are taking action, including tougher measures to protect what matters most: our schools, our seniors, and the most vulnerable in our society, knowing full well that the risk within our schools reflects the risk within our community. Our plan has ensured that schools have stayed open and safe, and seeing those smiles on kids' faces only confirms that it is all worth the effort. Today, we're building upon our plan, as we have throughout this pandemic. We are launching targeted testing for asymptomatic students, educators, staff, and families in high-risk regions. We're providing additional funding to combat COVID-19 in schools in Durham, Halton, Hamilton, and Waterloo. We're providing stabilization funding to all school boards so that they can keep classroom sizes small, protect programming and supports for our kids. And on the first day back from the holiday break in January, all students will undergo a comprehensive COVID-19 refresher focused on the fundamentals of safety, from proper mask use, hand hygiene, distancing. It will also include a healthy emphasis on mental health and tips for our kids to look after their well-being. Finally, to ensure students remain engaged in quality, dynamic learning when they're self-isolating, quarantining at home perhaps, or even over the holidays, we're launching 2 new interactive learning portals that are aligned with the curriculum of Ontario, produced by Ontario educators in partnership with TVO and TFO. I just want to conclude with a shout out to the frontline teachers and staff, all of whom have been working so hard to keep our schools safe, because we're acting together, adding new layers of protection every step of the way to decisively ensure schools remain safe, to ensure that schools remain open, and to ensure quality education throughout this pandemic.